All right, so it says if g of x is equal to f of 1/3 of x, which statement is true? So now remember on our other problem, when we graph this, and this is what we're going to do, we're going to graph it and then see what it does. But remember on our last problem, we had f of x that kind of looked like this, right? And I'm assuming that f of x is a quadratic because this is the quadratic section, right? So that would be like f of x is equal to x squared, right? But what is this g of x is equal to f 1/3 of x? Well, remember how that kind of stretched it out like this? That's what it's going to look like graphically. But what does that mean? Well, let's read the answers. It says the graph of the function f is stretched vertically by a scale factor of 3. No, it's not being stretched like this, right? So it's not A. And we're going to graph this in a second and see. It says the graph of function f is stretched horizontally. So that means like this by a factor of 3. Now, I think that's the case because it's the reciprocal of this, right? The reciprocal of this is 3/1, which is equal to 3. The graph of the function f is compressed horizontally. Nope. By a factor of 1/3. Nope, that's not it. And the graph of f of x is compressed vertically like this by a factor of 1/3. We'd have to look at the y values, but I really believe that the answer is B. So let's check. All right, so I'm going to take my graphing calculator, turn it on. We should probably already have hit the y equals buttons right here. And our first y sub 1 is equal to x squared. And then to graph this one, I'm going to hit clear. And I have to put in parentheses, a double set of parentheses. So I'm going to do 2 opening parentheses. Okay? So put 2 open parentheses because I want to put the fraction 1 divided by 3 in parentheses. Then I'm going to put my x like that. So I'll leave that up there. I don't know if you guys could see it. And then I'm going to hit the caret symbol right here. And then I'm going to enter the 2. So we want to put the fraction 1 divided by 3 in parentheses times x, and then we got to close that in parentheses and raise that to the second power. Now when I graph this, guess what? See how that stretches that? And it's by a factor of 3. So if I go and I hit the second button, and then hit the graph button, it gives me the table of values. And if you look, the y values are different. Like, so when x equals 3, my y value equals 9. But on the second graph, my transform graph, that doesn't occur until x equals 9. So, and what's 3 times 9? 3. So it is stretching it by a scale factor of 3. Okay? So let me take a little screenshot to leave in the notes. So see what Mr. Adams said about being able to graph this sort of without the calculator just by knowing the transformations. That's why we're teaching it to you. Because in the real world, what happens is people like Mr. Adams will look at data and then we'll say, oh, yeah, I can fit it. I just need to stretch that. So I got to multiply by 1/3. Okay? Let me zoom out on that so you guys can see the whole thing.